the YouTube link going to? Just 2 seconds. Okay, you should be all set.
Sounds good. We'll call the zoning hearing of August 26, 2021 at 9 a.m. to order. Pursuant to Section 70 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act and the current disaster proclamation and written determination by the Zoning Board of Appeals chair, a public hearing can be held via audio or video conference without a physical quorum. Due to the public health concerns, this meeting is being conducted via audio and video conference. The meeting is also being recorded and live streamed at lakecountyil.gov/watch ZBA to allow the public the ability to watch the meeting in person. In-person attendance has been made available at the Lake County Permit Facility, 500 West Winchester Road in Libertyville. As a reminder to board members, if you are able to share your video, please do so and ensure your camera's on when speaking and when voting. If you wish to speak, raise your virtual hand or just give me a shout out. If you're calling in on your phone, press *9 to raise your hand. After your name has been called to speak, allow for a short delay and we will let you into the room. If board members, as well as the members of the public and county staff, would please keep themselves muted during the duration of the hearing unless speaking. It would help prevent any undue interruption for this hearing. At this time, we'll start with a roll call from Brad.
Member Hockney is not present. Member Peterson?
Here.
Member Rindo, currently not present. Member Roche?
Here.
Member Starkey?
Here.
Chairman Kaplan?
Here.
We currently have a quorum of 4 members.
Sounds good. Good morning, everybody. At this time, this is a legal public hearing. So anyone that's going to make testimony or make any comments, if you would raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yep.
I do.
Sounds good. Thank you. Just a few more notes before we start. Select items from the application as well as any additional evidence to be presented by the applicants or members of the public ahead of the hearing may be presented via screen share during the course of the hearing. Physical evidence germane to topics on today's agenda have been previously submitted. However, if there are additional items the petitioner or members of the public desire to have submitted on the record, please indicate by raising your virtual hand and staff will coordinate with you on how to get those materials before the close of the hearing. The public was invited to submit written comments. Comments were due by 8 a.m. today. We'll read those if there were any submitted prior to the vote taking place. Comments during the hearing will be read prior to the close of the hearing. Public in attendance that want to provide comments may do so by raising their virtual hand and staff will call on them at the appropriate time. Questions or comments from the public will be heard after the presentation of evidence by the petitioner and their representative. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. We'll start with the staff report. I believe Eric's going to do that. Then we'll turn it over to the petitioner to make their comments. We'll let the board members ask any questions, and then we'll turn it over to the public. So Eric, I believe it's over to you for the staff presentation.
All right, thank you, Greg. Applicants seeking a variation have the burden of proving to the Zoning Board of Appeals that the required standards of the UDO have been met, even if there are no objections to the variation. At the conclusion of today's case, ZBA must make a finding of fact identifying its reasons for granting or denying the variation. The board may require the petitioner to meet certain conditions so that the use allowed by a variation will not have a negative impact on nearby properties. The applicant and public will have the opportunity to make suggestions regarding appropriate conditions. This is ZBA case 669-2021. It is a variation request to reduce the South Street setback from 18 feet to 2 feet to accommodate an existing deck that was built without a permit. The applicant is Kate Kristen, trustee of the Lillian Kristen Revocable Trust. The property address is 36114 North Hellendale Road, Ingleside, Illinois. The property is approximately 0.20 acres and is a legal nonconforming lot in the R3 zoning district. The legal notice was published in the Daily Herald on August 9th, 2021. Correspondence about the case has been received from the Lake County Divisions of Engineering, Building, Health Department, and Public Works. Robert Avalez will present the application today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any. And also, I do want to note that I do have something in writing. It wasn't an anonymous email, but I do have something from somebody in the neighborhood if you're interested at the time of public comment.
Okay, sounds
before
good.
The vote.
Perfect, sounds good. Thanks, Eric. Any questions from the board members of staff? And if I heard it right, Mr. Avalez is representing the petitioner, is that correct?
Yes, Robert Avalos.
Perfect. If you want to go ahead and just give us a rundown of what your client's looking for, and then we'll turn it over to the members for any questions.
Okay, well, I'm disabled, my knee, and I got 25 grandchildren. I have 11 kids, and my house is built sideways. So what happened is I keep on going to the front to get them. And every time I come back, I get flare-ups on my knee where it swells up and I get ice it. I have this from the doctor, which says permanent restrictions. So I had to leave work early. I had to retire early because of my knee. So what happened one morning, Saturday morning, I woke up and my two sons were out there digging and stuff. And I said, what are you guys doing? They said, we're going to build you a deck. From what we heard, or we think that we don't need a permit as long as it's not, the structure's not to the house, or it's as long as it's not in the ground, you see? So that's what they thought. My son's a contractor. Well, he works for a company and he does decks for a living. So what happened is that a while they built it for me with a gate. So this way the little ones can't be getting out and running to the street because the street isn't really that close, but it's close. And the cars go by here real fast, where I actually called Grant Township and had them put signs up saying, this is your town, please slow down. Because they couldn't put other signs up. So they built it. And then 6 months, 7 months later, they came out here and they stated that I needed a permit. I said, okay, sure, I'll go down and get one. You know, I didn't know we really needed it. I talked to the inspector and told him I didn't really think we needed it. And I explained him the whole thing, that they built it for me, showed him the paperwork that, I'm disabled, plus I'm a senior citizen. And he says, okay, go get it. So I went to get it. And then when I went to get it, they said, if I can cut it down some. So what I had my sons cut it down on a Saturday, 2 feet to cut it shorter. Because, I don't know if you have grandchildren, but it's kind of hard chasing them around, especially when you're a senior citizen and disabled. And believe me, every weekend I'm a babysitter is what I am. And that's about it. And then I went down there and filled this stuff out, and asked for this hearing. If my house wasn't sideways, if my front door was in the front on Hellendale, that'd be a different story. Because I got plenty of land that, to be with them. But like I said, I'm getting older and it's getting really rougher for me to chase them and my wife to be chasing them. So here we got the gate, we close it, they stay in there with me, and play with their trucks and toys on the deck and stuff. It makes it safe for everybody. And I talked to, I'm good with these neighbors around here. So I can understand anybody disagreeing with it. I mean, I had a couple of neighbors that said, you want me to go? I could go with you down there when I was supposed to go down there. I said, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's, they should be able to see what's going on. It's in fact, if they have kids or grandchildren, they know how rough a little kid can be. It keeps me alive, believe me. Chasing them around, it keeps me alive. It's just kind of rough. That's all.
You bet. Well, thank you. Appreciate the comments and the honesty there, and the story as well. At this time, we'll turn it over to members of the board to ask you any questions they might have about your testimony or anything they saw when they stopped out there. Perfect. Sounds good. Member Peterson, we'll start with you.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Maria. Good morning. Member Reindl did not join us yet, I don't think. We'll make sure, but we'll come back if we have to. Member Roche?
No questions.
Great. Thanks, Maggie. Member Starkey?
No questions.
Sounds good. Thanks, Linda. And I do not have any questions either. Was out there, looked at it, read the staff reports. Everything looks okay to me as well. I know we did have a comment from the public, seeing that it is anonymous, and typically if someone just submits a comment, we can only take it for what it's worth. I'm going to ask the staff not read it into the record since it was anonymous. If there's a board member that would like to hear that, please let me know. But I don't always look fondly upon anonymous comments if somebody isn't going to come to the hearing or submit those with their name at least. So any other members feel differently, we can certainly have it read into the record. But if it's okay with everyone and I don't hear otherwise, we'll just let that comment stick with staff. Hearing nothing. We'll go around now and see how everybody feels. Member Peterson, how you feeling?
Fine, all's good on my part.
Sounds good. Thank you. Member Roche.
I'm fine. It looked very nice. And it looks like you fixed it to, be how it needs to be.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Maggie. Member Starkey.
No objections.
Great. Thanks, Linda. And Member Reindl did not join us, I'm told, so we will skip that. And I have no objections at all either. Looks good. Completely understand with the grandkids and the issues you have too with your knee. So I don't have any problems either. With that, is there anything you'd like to say before we close testimony? The applicant, if you'd like to say anything before we close testimony.
Well, if you have grandchildren, you know my problems. Well, they're not problems. I don't want to say problems.
Sounds
But I
good.
love
Appreciate
them
it.
all. I want to make sure they're safe. That's all.
Good. Sounds good. Hold tight. We're going to do a vote here in just a second, but appreciate your comments. With that, we need a motion to close testimony.
Motion to close.
Motion for Member Peterson.
Second.
Second for Member Roche. Any discussion? Brad, a roll call, please.
Member Peterson,
Aye.
Member Roche,
Aye.
Member Starkey,
Aye.
and Chair Kaplan.
Aye.
Testimony is closed.
Sounds good. With that, we'll need a motion in ZBA case 669.
Can I interject real quick?
Yep,
I just want to
go
make
right.
sure that you add the condition that an application is paid for and the permit is issued for this deck.
Sounds good. If the motion maker would include that, that'd be appreciated.
All right, I'll so move. Motion to approve case number 0000669/2021, a variance case requesting a reduction on the South Street setback from 18 feet to 2 feet to accommodate a pre-existing deck that shall remain consistent. That said application is paid for. And what was the other part, Eric? You're on mute.
And that the permit is issued.
And that the permit is issued. With the said application. There you go.
Sounds good. First from Member Peterson, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Member Starkey. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, a roll call. Brad.
Member Peterson,
Aye.
Member Starkey,
Aye.
Member Roche,
Aye.
Chair Kaplan.
Aye.
Variations passed 4-0.
Sounds good. Mr. Avalez, you have passed. Ask that you just work with staff to go ahead and get the permit and application fees and all that good stuff, and wish you good luck and have fun with those grandkids. Keep them
Thank you very
correct.
much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, sir. With that, I'll turn it back over to staff for any comments or questions. I will just make the comment that we will go ahead and continue with virtual meetings until the county board makes a change on their side. Just out of overabundance of caution to keep the members and staff and the general public safe as well. I will talk to staff about some upcoming hearings, but I'll let them kind of give a rundown of what's going to go on in the next month or so if we've got anything and anything else they might have. And Mr. Avalez, you're welcome to sign off if you'd like to.
Nope, you're on mute too.
Okay. I think you said thank you.
We'll see you in the office, Mr. Avalez.
Okay, good morning. This is Krista Brown. So thank you, Greg. Yeah, we'll continue to proceed until you direct us otherwise, but we'll continue on with the virtual for sure. Looking ahead towards September, we have a couple of variance cases and one conditional use permit. Eric Took is the project manager for that, and that one will be on September 21st. So should be a busy month.
That one's a big one.
Yeah.
Perfect. September 21st. That's the ski hill one, Eric.
Yeah. And that one
Okay.
is going to be the later in the afternoon where we'll start at 3. It'll be a 3 to 7 on the 21st.
21st, 3 to 7. What are the other dates, just so all the members can toss them in their calendars? I know.
Right now, we have 2 variance cases on September 9th. And one possible pending case on the 23rd, but it's not definitive yet. So we'll keep you.
Perfect. Sounds good. 9th, 21st, and tentative on the 23rd. Sounds good. Any other comments or questions from board members? And I was remiss and forgot to dispense with the pledge, so I didn't want you to think I forgot about that.
Okay.
With that, Sounds good. With that, if there's nothing else, a motion is in order then to adjourn.
So moved.
Member Peterson has us adjourned. Thank